Dear Printful Latvia, the world of today offers us more opportunities than it has ever before throughout the whole history of humankind. All the information we might need is just seconds away. And in this ever-changing modern world where information is quick to come but also quick to go, it is more important than ever before to make meaningful connections, which is difficult to do with just some words on a paper, especially when I'm no Shakespeare myself. So instead, I decided to make a video and introduce myself in a way that shows who I am. My name is Mata, and this is my cover letter. The first time I was thrown into a culturally and ethnically very diverse world was when I was just 5 years old, and my parents decided to move to America. Since then, I've lived in many places and worked in many international settings. And let me tell you, sometimes it's not so easy to make plans or work in teams with people whose societal norms and values are much different than yours. It's almost like a puzzle trying to find the most effective way to bring a diverse group of people together. One that I feel I've mastered throughout the years, and it was worth the effort. Early on in my life, I learned that communication and meaningful connections are key in everything. Sometimes working on a project alone is necessary, and don't get me wrong, I can do that quite well too, but working as a team is a whole other level. Sharing thoughts, coming up with new ideas, and equally as importantly, listening to others' ideas and supporting them can be so fruitful in so many ways. Get it? Fruitful? Anyways, working in a school, I always try to teach my students, no matter if they're 7 years old or 18, that teamwork is key. I also noticed that you're looking for someone with good argumentation skills and critical thinking. Well, who better than a teacher to explain, argue, and answer questions? I teach kids how to process and present information for a living. Since I work in an international school, I sometimes do all this in multiple languages. And I'm trained to do all this using modern teaching tools and latest advances in psychology. Child psychology, but aren't we all just children at heart? In university, I decided to study international politics, which, believe me, it doesn't get any more critical in terms of thinking than this. During my time in university, I learned to question every single thing that was happening in the world around us, which was good, but made me be kind of skeptical. So I decided to renew my faith in humanity and do some voluntary work in France, where I worked in a local French school with students, many of whom had academic or behavioral problems. And together we learned social work, how to take care of children and elderly people, which I had never done before, but you live and you learn, I guess. I also see here that you're looking for someone who is well acquainted with Etsy and Shopify, and let me tell you, I spend quite a bit of time on these sites, all in the hopes of supporting local economies, of course. I've always tried to follow my dreams, and sometimes they can be pretty crazy, but I make them happen. So that's how I got to Asia. Currently, I live and work in Manila, the Philippines, and I try to travel as much as I can and share my story on my social media. Traveling always impacts my values and how I see the world, and this time was no different, bringing sustainability, development, and the environment to the forefront of my thoughts, always. But I feel that in the midst of this pandemic, it's time for me to go home. Printful Latvia seems like a place where people with big dreams and big personalities would feel right at home. So, I'm hoping to hear a reply from you soon. If all goes well, I'll have a job. And if not, well, at least I learned how to make this kind of video.